Hey, Bulldog fans. Welcome to our podcast. This is Troy Steiner, head wrestling coach at Fresno State.
And I'm Jason Chamberlain, assistant coach.
We're here to talk a little bit about our wrestling season and how our program is going right now. This past weekend we were down at the state tournament. Man, there's some great wrestling down there, some talented kids.
Yeah, we saw really good high school kids and really good prospects for to be future Bulldogs.
Yeah, no, we're fortunate to be in this valley and in this state. Have kids of this ability to try to pull in here. So very, very excited about it. And then you get into that postseason, which we're kind of getting ready for, with the Big 12s coming up this next week. It definitely gets your adrenaline going, and really excited for what's coming ahead.
Yeah, that's really what the season's all about, right? Getting ready for the end of the year.
And I think you look back at the season right now, it's if we go way back, I mean, it seems like it went by in a flash.
Yeah.
It's it does it every year. I mean, it seems like the season takes forever to get there, but once you get into the competitive part of the season, it just flies by pretty quick. And here we are, we're a week out of Big 12 championships. Yeah, we had some good points in the season, but it came so quick. Seems like yesterday we were just doing wrestle-offs and finding our lineup, and now we're finally here when it matters. Yeah, I think this year, for the first time, we've had our full roster count. At 32 guys. And, that brings its own growing pains as well. We've had some of that as well. But all in all, it's good. If you look at the start of the year, at the midway, we had some strong competition to start the season right away with Wisconsin, Army and Navy, and down there on the deck of the midway. And great competition, and we saw right away a little bit of a glimpse of our team.
Yeah, those were definitely some early tests for our team, and really kind of let us know where we're at and where we needed to progress moving on.
Yeah, I think we saw some good things there with DJ Loren wrestled there.
Yeah,
had some good matches. Even though he lost some matches, that you saw some good things that you can really take from and he can learn and develop. You saw Jacob Wright really step out and beat a couple ranked guys at that event, and then Jackson Hemauer had a couple nice wins. So it was overall, I think obviously we're always looking for the wins, but you got to look at the starting point of the season. There were some good things to take from it right away. Yeah,
for sure. And those are, we didn't get some wins there, but I think we saw some good highlights of, where guys did shine in those moments, of DJ and the guys you mentioned, and those other guys. It really gave us a clue of what they needed to progress at, and they have gotten a lot better since those early matches. So that early test really helped us figure out where we needed to go moving forward and get ready for the rest of the season.
Yeah. And then as we got further into November, we took the entire squad down to the Roadrunner Open in Bakersfield, and that was probably one of our better performances of the
year,
or probably one of our better performances since the program has been back overall. We had 5 champions, and I think we had 7 or 8 guys in the finals.
Yeah,
I believe.
It was almost every weight. It's like a dual meet.
It was a good performance, and I think we got excited about that. And we still had some guys that were still coming back from injury that still hadn't stepped into the lineup yet, and we were kind of waiting for them to return. Yeah. We still didn't have Josh Hokett back at heavyweight. So there was we definitely had some excitement going there, and some positive vibes as we
as we were moving into the season. So it was, you look back at that early on, it was a exciting weekend for us.
Yeah, for sure. It gave us a chance to see where, our developmental guys and the red shirts and the guys that haven't seen the lineup really get their first test of the season. And I know that's a long wait to go the whole off season and, all of preseason looking to finally wrestle some other competition beside your teammates. So that was good for us to see. Our whole team really competed well there.
Yeah. It was good. Then we moved on to next week. We had it was Northern Colorado here at home.
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
So we started the dual meet a little late, but again we got in front of our home fans and the guys stepped up and got a nice win against Northern Colorado.
Yeah, that was a good win.
Big 12 competition of the year.
Yeah, that was a good way to start off the year, and for the circumstances for our guys to still just stay focused and get the job done when it mattered was good. I know the adversity that sometimes kind of shakes some guys, and our guys still wrestled well and competed well, even though it was really late. By the time we wrestled, it was like 10 o'clock. So
yeah, it was good. And then we went to head down to Las Vegas for the Cliff Keen invite, and down there it was. We had, I thought, some real good performances from Jacob Wright.
Jacob Wright, for sure.
Actually, I thought Jackson Hemauer wrestled well down there.
Yep.
And Ricky Padilla actually stepped up.
Yeah,
and
made the placing round at that tournament.
Really had a good performance. So it was the only bad thing there is we got injured.
Yeah.
And that.
Yeah.
And I think looking back at the season, that's been one of the things that has really hurt us. As we've had some injuries.
Yep.
We've had some sickness that gone through our lineup.
Yep.
I've never been a part of a season where every weight class, in the course of the year, every single weight class has been out of the lineup for us with sickness or injury, and that's a tough thing to go through. But we're fortunate that we have a little bit of depth at some of these weights.
Mm-hmm.
We're fortunate we've had some guys that have stepped up and wrestled a weight class up or two weight classes up to fill a spot for us, and that's what it's about, is coming together as a team and doing what you can for the team, and so it's even though it's been a tough year from a health standpoint, in some ways it's been good because it gives guys a chance maybe that are to get in the lineup or to step out there and perform for the team that maybe wouldn't have had a chance if we wouldn't have had this situation.
Yeah, for sure. And like you touched on earlier, it's our first year with our full roster of 32 guys, and looking back at the last couple of years, there's no way we would have been able to fill those weights and get some of those wins. Virginia duels, we had Lawrence Saenz wrestling 149 at one duel, and he got a win for us, and now he's a 133 pounder. So just to have that depth and guys willing to step in and do it for the team sometimes when they didn't really want to. I know we put Hunter Cruz, we told him the match before he was up that he was going to go up a weight, and I know he probably didn't want to do it against Air Force, but we got the win for the team, and you love to see that commitment for the guys to just sometimes not do what they always want to do, but they do it because they know the team needs them.
Mm-hmm. So it's been good as we progress through the season, but then we also have some guys that have never gotten themselves back. Christian Olivas has got the first win for the program a couple of years ago. Injured his shoulder last year, had shoulder surgery, and just couldn't make it back into the lineup. I feel for him because he's been a guy that's been a pretty solid performer for us, and you never want to see someone end their career like that, but it's unfortunate, but Christian has done a lot for us, and you just hope hope that he has a little piece with it himself. You know?
Oh, for sure. He's always going to be a part of the history of Fresno State Wrestling, for sure. Being our national qualifier our first year with AJ, and getting our first win at the national tournament, and really did a lot for us. And yeah, it's tough. It's always tough to see athletes go down with injuries and have things not go their way, and that's the part about sports, though, is sometimes it's not always fair, and you don't always get what you want. But for him, I hope he knows that he's always going to be a part of the history of Fresno State and bringing it back. And for him to and a lot of other guys, to transfer back from other schools, that they wanted to be a part of this initially. I remember our first year here, we only had 6 or 7 guys. We didn't even have a team, but we had workouts every single day, and we didn't really have a schedule. We just took them to open tournaments and worked out at gyms across town. And those first group of guys to me, they're special for our program, because they came when we didn't have anything. We didn't have facilities. We didn't have our nice locker room or wrestling room that's all renovated now. So those guys were definitely a part that's always going to be here at Fresno State.
Yeah, it's amazing when you look back like 3 years back, how far it's come in 3 years, and it's come a long ways. Even though we're not where we want to be yet, but we're definitely on the way, and those guys have been a huge part of it. Sure. But getting back to the season, this season, then we went into after the Vegas tournament early December. We went into the Reno tournament. We took mostly our young guys, or we had a few guys that were
injured,
returning back into the lineup. Brandon Martino returned back in, and he actually wrestled there at 184. And actually had a very good performance. Lost number 8 guy in the country.
Really close too.
Close match, but then won the rest of his matches and performed very well. So it was good to see that. Yeah,
and we had some good wins out there. Hunter Cruz finally started getting on a roll a little bit and getting to his offense. I know early on in the season, I think before that tournament, he said he didn't get one offensive takedown going into that tournament, and that's about 5 or 6 matches, or not even, probably more than that, matches into the season. So he finally kind of got his momentum a little bit, and it was a good tournament competition-wise for our young guys and developmental guys, and guys like Kyle Parker made the finals and beat some good guys doing it. So he had a really strong performance, and guys to really look for them for the future of our program. So that was probably the biggest tournament for them of the season.
It was, for sure. Good performance. And then we came back after the holidays, or actually after Christmas. We had a few guys go out to Midlands and perform out there. Josh Hoka was back in for us and
wrestled a full tournament.
Brandon Martino was back at 74 at Midlands. Hunter Cruz wrestled. So we had some guys, perform pretty well at the tournament, and kind of led us into the first part of the year. We came back home against Cal Poly and Utah Valley. Yeah,
and that was a good weekend for us as well. Cal Poly, they're a growing program. We're getting better, and we're still able to get some good wins there. And then Utah Valley's been strong the last couple of years, and we've been fortunate to beat them the last couple of years as well. So that was a good performance for us that weekend.
I don't think it was I wouldn't say it was a dominating performance, but we found a way to get the wins, and that's sometimes as a young team, you don't have the consistency that you want, or you'd like to see, but that's part of them learning and developing, and we found a way to get the win. That's it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what you do.
Yeah, as I always tell guys, it's not always pretty, but just that tough, gritty match. That you're not going to score a lot of points, but you get a 3-2 win or something. Sometimes that's more impressive to me, just because you're willing to stay tough and stay in the fight. And of course, you want to go out and blow out your opponent and put him on his back or score a lot of points. But sometimes that's not going to happen, and you got to adjust and, just get those hard-fought wins that, they don't always look good. But, I think that's what we did a lot, those matches. It was just, grinding them out and getting some wins.
Yeah, so. I think the biggest thing at that time of the year, we were still trying to find our lineup, really. I mean,
yeah,
who is going to be our guys at the weights, and so we had different guys in the lineup at 25, at 33, at 41 was pretty set with DJ, 49 was pretty set, 57 was, but then 65, 74, 84,
yeah.
97, and then Hoka kind of came in and took the spot at heavyweight, but we had probably about 5, 6 weights that were still, first part of January, we're still not sure who's going to be there for us, which is, at that time of the year, you're really trying to solidify the lineup, but we just couldn't do it because of the injury and sickness, and then some guys we had a couple guys performing well or about the same at the weight, so you're trying to let, hopefully one guy steps up and really takes command of it, but we didn't really have that situation anywhere. Yeah. So we kind of just, let them, change out in the spots and just giving guys opportunity to step up.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, they did that for the most part throughout the season. Everyone that was in the lineup all had significant wins and, some high points. So that's really showed. It's a good problem as a coach and a bad problem sometimes, because you want to solidify that lineup and get your guys consistent matches, but you got to still give guys opportunities, like you're saying, and I think we did a good job of that, just trying to find our best team.
Yeah, I think you're looking for consistency is the biggest thing, and sometimes, again, because these guys are so young, you don't see the consistency, so you're trying to develop that. But I think it went well, and then we started heading into we went out to Virginia duels, and had, I think we went in there maybe a little bit, I don't know if we were overconfident, but we went in there.
A little bit. I would say.
We wrestled very well the first match.
No, we wrestled terrible.
And we gave up. We had a loss to Big Ten team Maryland, but then we came back and won 3 straight matches and ended up taking 3rd in the tournament. So that was a good bounce back for.
Yeah, I think they finished 6th and we finished 3rd in the tournament. So really, and most of our duels we won were deciding, the last couple of weights, we had to get the wins to get the dual win. So that was exciting for our team to see, everyone stepping up and doing it for the team and, rallying for those wins. And we did have a lot of guys that got injured. Greg got hurt during that tournament. Brandon got hurt during that tournament. So we had guys wrestling up, and it was pretty fun to see our guys compete though and still get those wins over some pretty quality teams. Yeah.
So then we had to kind of got into our Big 12 schedule for the most part, and I can't say it was a great season if you're looking at wins and losses, but there again, it's more about the development and keeping our guys moving forward, and that's what we're looking at, because now we're here and heading into the Big 12s. But we did have some positive things. I mean, we went into Wyoming. I wouldn't say it's positive that we forfeited 2 weights, but it's positive that we found a way to still come out with a win.
There's
stepped up and performed well, and so we've seen some glimpses of greatness, I think, with some of these guys, but the consistency hasn't been there. But we're hoping, now as we head into the Big 12s here, we get into this tournament and we can put 3, 4, 5 matches together to get ourselves through to the national tournament.
Yeah, and right now it's just all about, getting hot at the right time. And, these guys, I think they realized that the season up to this point hasn't really mattered. You're basically starting over, and anyone can make it to the national tournament. Everyone makes good runs every year. That's why the national tournament's so exciting, is guys are there that, they're underdogs, or people don't expect them to do well, and they get on a run, and, they get some confidence, and you see it every year. And, our guys, I think they know that, they could be that guy.
Yeah, and they've worked. They've put a lot of work in.
Yep.
And now the work's pretty much done. We're just kind of getting our minds ready to go, and we'll be in Tulsa here in a couple of days. So we're excited.
Yeah,
about it.
For sure.
So. In other news, we have our Valley Regional Training Center. Valley RTC was. Some of you may not know what this really is about, but it's a program set aside. It's our Olympic development program that works with USA Wrestling to really give our postgraduates a place to train, and we provide the coaching and kind of help guys, chase this dream of being an Olympian. And I know you've been a part of it, Jason. What do you feel the benefits are from this?
Oh, there's a lot of benefits for both the guys training for their dreams of being on a world and Olympic team, and for the college guys and the developmental guys as well. So they kind of go hand in hand with each other. And the RTC guys, they're in the room training and helping the college guys, but they're also getting their needs met to reach their goals. And this year being an Olympic year is a big year for us, and training's picking up the last month or so before the trial process starts. So it really just helps elevate the room for everybody. And our college guys, I think, feed off of the RTC guys and see them training at a higher level, and they try to match that level every day.
For sure. I mean, I think even when I was coming through college, it was the same way. We had I was at Iowa in the Hawkeye Wrestling Club. We had the same thing, and it just elevates the room, like you said, and gives you guys a structured environment to train in, and it's a win-win for everyone. But we got, with our RTC athletes, we have 4 of them right now. We have Jason Chamberlain, Joe Colon, Jasmine Polka, and Joey LaValle. And it's a busy month coming up, not only with the Big 12s and the NCAAs on the college scene, but then on the international scene.
Right after.
You have the Pan Am Championships coming up this weekend.
Yep, for Jasmine.
And Jasmine Polka will be representing Canada at 74 kilo.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the Pan Am qualifier the following week, which is you have to place top 2 in the Pan Am qualifier to qualify the weight class for the country,
for the
Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And Jasmine will be competing for Canada, trying to qualify that weight class for Canada. So a big couple weekends for him coming up. And then the weekend right after the NCAAs, we have the Last Chance qualifier.
Yep.
Which
I'll be there, and Joey as well.
Joey LaValle will be there trying to qualify themselves into the trial, which and our U.S. Olympic trial is April 4th and 5th in State College, Pennsylvania. Joe Colon is already qualified, and looking to have you and Joey LaValle join them there. Get on that U.S. team.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big month coming up for us, and like you said, it's going to be really busy, and it's exciting. It's what every cycle.
It's the pinnacle of our sport. To try to make this team, and it's a fun time and a heck of an opportunity, and some guys' dreams will be crushed, and some will
Hope you're on the other end of that.
Yeah. But nonetheless, the journey that it takes you and the amount of people you meet and the experience you have, you can't replace it.
Oh yeah, for sure. We get to go to places and countries and just experience things that most normal people will never get a chance to do. And it's all because of the RTC program and what it does for us, and to be a part of that is something special for sure.
Yeah, and this doesn't just happen. This is because of a lot of you that have contributed, and we need your help to keep this thing going. And we have a couple events coming up that are fundraising events. For one, we have our Inner Circle, which is a monthly giving situation that we would like to have you involved in. And then we also have our golf outing coming up June 1st. And
Yep.
Jason's been a big part of planning this, and I'll let him.
Yeah, our golf event this year is June 1st. It's in at Copper River Country Club. And you can sign up at valleyrtc.com, or you can just give me a call and sign up. We have teams of 4, or you can also just be a sponsor and sponsor the event and kind of get a benefit package involved with that. So, you can get it involved in any way that you want.
Yeah, so we need your help. We'd love to have you a part of it, and it really does benefit our program here at Fresno State in a lot of ways. And I know it's a little bit hard to understand how this all fits in, but it really, they mesh together and we work together, and it's a win-win for both. So
yeah, and I think everyone needs to realize that the RTC funds do help our guys go to, we've gone to the Olympic Training Center and taken some of our college guys to that the last couple of years, and then the junior and university national tournaments, those are opportunities for our guys to get high level competition outside of the college season, so they're still developing and getting better in the off season.
Yeah, so anything helps, and we appreciate everything you can give. So.
Yeah.
Then we also have our summer camps coming up. In our summer camps, we have it starts this spring. We have April 10th through the 12th. We have our Olympic style camp here at Fresno State. Space is limited, so if you want to get signed up for this, do it soon. Go to steinerwrestlingcamps.com, or you can just call our office and we can help get you to the right information. And then we also have a series of camps this summer, starting with our women's camp here at Fresno State. We have a team camp for the first time we're offering June 29th through July 1st. And then we have our intensive camp and Junior Bulldog July 8th through the 10th. So we'd love to have you a part of it. We know we can help you out, and it gives your athletes an opportunity to come in and be around our college program and some of these athletes, and we'll lead them in the right direction for sure. So if you need the information, again, go to steinerwrestlingcamps.com. Thank you. Better?
Yeah, that one seemed a lot better. More of a conversation.